race. You're going to work with fluency for most of today. There's just a quick 5-minute example that I want to show you. And we're going to add this into today's fluency. We are on day 2 of fluency. Leave the box blank. We're going to look at a few words that mean key things for dividing or multiplying. Example 1 says the quotient of a number. Underline quotient. Quotient, whenever you see it, means the answer to a division problem. Quotient means division. Quotient means division. Quotient means
Division.
it's a fancy word that pops up in about 3rd and 4th grade but doesn't get used until you hit really 7th grade word problems. Maybe 6th grade, maybe 5th grade, but a lot of this will be seen in 7th grade word problems. So we know it's division. It's the quotient of some number. And the number 3 is -16. If you're lost on these and you kind of get mixed around with word problems, I'm going to give you 2 steps. You're always going to look for the is. Is means what, whole class? Equals. Is means equals. So I'm going to put the equal sign right there. That's going to help me sort this out. What does it equal? Well, this thing should equal -16. Okay. From here, I have the right side. Let's go to the left side. They tell me that a number, the quotient of some number in -3, is that. I don't have a variable for the number, so I need to make one before I move on. Let's say the variable can be, Chad? Unknown, sure. It could be n for number. It could be x, because that's a very common one. I don't really care what your variable is. I'm going to make mine n. N is the number that's unknown. I don't know it. Okay, so let's use that n, the quotient of the number or variable n and -3. This is division, n divided by -3. You could have probably written this as well, but remember with equations, they'll almost always write division as a division bar. They're starting to not use division signs as much. So I'm going to push you to not use this. Go ahead and use your division bar. What does n over -3 mean again, Reese? It means division. So you just made the quotient of a number and -3 equals -16. Aiden, board the paper. Okay, let's find the answer real quick. Multiply both sides by what number, Sean? N over -3 equals -16. What do I multiply both sides by to get n by itself? So if the n is being divided by -3, the key to get n by itself is to do the opposite. What's the opposite of dividing by -3, Sean? Is it addition, multiplication, or subtraction? It's multiplying. So let's multiply the left by -3 and the right by -3. Chad?
Can I go get my spreadsheet?
Yes, you may. Hadley, what's left over on the left side of my equation? Yeah, 1n or n over 1 or just n. Logan, question?
Oh, no, Jameson is showing me some notes.
Okay, thanks. 16 negative times 3 negative equals, if you have the answer, raise your hand. If not, jot down the scratch word. Did you memorize that? I'm going to give our other teammates time to work. Keep your hand up or put it down. What is 16 times 3? Lauren. Okay. Agree, yes. Disagree, no. It's close.
43.
Good blunder too, because let's check out the blunder. 3 times 1 is 3. And I forgot to do what, Daniel? Easy blunder to make. Thanks for pointing that out to us and making us aware of it. Is it positive or negative?
Positive.
It's positive. Same good, different bad.
Big brain.
Move on to B. The product of a number and 2/5 is 3/20. If I don't know where to start with a word problem, I'm going to look for the word is, and that probably is going to mean equals. Box the word is and put your equal sign below it. Underline products. That keyword is going to mean multiplication. Board to paper, row 3, make sure you have that boxed or underlined, and multiplied is written above it. What do you want your variable to be for this? Why is it going to be R? Give me your. You like the letter R? It works. What other number could I use? Or letter? Logan? Well, variable has R in the middle of it. So you could put V, you could put N. What should I use, Colton? Sure. So the product of a number, N, and 2/5. Product means multiply. I'm going to put 2/5 times N written like that. You may be tempted to write this. That's not wrong, but it's not the most mathematically correct way to write an equation. I'm going to encourage you and probably actually make you to do this when you multiply, because you will see multiplication look like that 99% of the time. It is supposed to equal what, Kate? It equals, I kind of blocked it out. What is a number in 2/5 supposed to equal? Look on the other side of the is sign, Kate. What is that number or fraction? Yeah. So we wrote the product of 2/5 and N is 3/20. How do I solve for this one? Similar to 1 and 2 on the warm-up, what did you do for that page? Good. Good. 5 over 2 times 2 over 5. And what about the right side? Okay. Cool. Sierra, what's left over on the left side? And Leah's absent too. Liliana, what is my right side going to simplify to? What is the right side of my equation simplify to? Cool. Silent yes if you agree, silent no if you kind of disagree. I kind of agree and I kind of disagree. Liliana, do you want to add on to what you said?
And then you said cross-cancel the 5 and 20.
You could have started by cross-canceling the 5 and 20, or we can take 15/20 and divide by 5 to simplify it. You should get 3 over 8, and that's your answer. N should equal 3 over 8. I'm going to pause on example 2. We'll introduce it later. I want you to skip example 3, skip you try, and go to this grid.